There was a question about sex earlier today. Men and women do the same activities, but for different reasons. Men want sex for a different reason than women want it. Now, the activity is the same. That's what confuses people. It's the same activity, not sex, yes, but the reason she's wants sex is very different from your reason. And once the two reasons are different, we will start having issues in the how we're going to do it and the how often. A man enjoys sex first physically. Sex is more a physical act for a man. He needs it for release. So the more stressed he is, the more sex he wants. But ordinarily, the average woman doesn't see sex as a form of release. She sees sex as a form of connection. So she usually wants to make love. The man usually wants to have sex. A man making love is a long process. Sometimes he wants to go to the end point. A man can enjoy sex without any long love making. He can just go straight to the project because it's a physical release for him. Sex for a woman starts in the morning, not on the bed at night. Because for a man, that's how it is. A man doesn't have to be in the mood, doesn't need to talk to you, doesn't even need to know you to enjoy sex. This is why prostitution, you don't want to hear how much goes into prostitution. That means there are a lot of men willing to have sex with people they are not going to see again. You see how men see sex? In fact, most men would prefer to pay for sex because this means I don't have to be nice to you. I don't have to take you out on a date. All the things the doctor was saying. Because in a normal marriage setting, it takes a lot to get a woman in the mood. So a man would rather just go and drop the money he needs to drop and get what he wants without having to talk, without having to be nice, not having to remember your birthday. You see, you remember anniversaries. These are things he would do in the home to get sex. But he doesn't want to do that. So when you understand that, oh, my wife is different from me sexually, then she also needs to understand that my husband is different from me sexually. My wife knows there are times I just need sex. I don't have energy to make love. So yes, the purpose of knowing the difference is to know what to do about it, not just knowing it. She understands she needs to serve me today. And it's only an issue when one person is the one doing the serving all the time. Service is great if we are both serving each other. There are times I realize my wife needs love making today. And I don't have to be in the mood. You see, marriage is not run by mood. If a man is tired most times, he needs solitude. If a woman is tired most times, she needs companionship. If you do not know this, when you see your husband very tired, that's not the time to come and have a long discussion. You see, some people think they have communication problem, it's just differences.
Alright, so truth be told, when a man and a woman, husband and wife, has a misunderstanding, and then the best way the wife wants to punish the husband is by keeping off. When I say keep off, I mean total keep off. Like, you don't want him to touch you, you don't want him to, because a woman will tell you, I'm no longer in the mood. I lost my feelings because because we have issues. So this is one of the reasons a man is always having, the man will always be in the mood even when you quarrel, because they don't see that as based on what he said. It's not really, there's a time they make love and there's a time they have sex. So this is all about, let me just take this for the feelings of now. And a lady will tell you, no, it can't be that way. So how do you balance these two? That's one. Another thing that women will do, silent treatment. That is another killing agent in marriages. Women are hungry, they don't want to talk. Baby, what is it? No, baby doesn't want to talk. Just keep the whole hunger within yourself. You're not ready to discuss it. It's another problem. And then when he comes around, you don't want him to touch you because you don't want to talk. Okay, so when we don't speak it up, how do we solve it? So it becomes a riddle that will not be solved because you refused to speak up. So another way I believe women are destroying their marriages is through this mentality of sex is not food. Well, yes and no. I would say yes and no. Sex is food and sex is not food. Sex is food in the sense that this is the only way a man relieves themselves. A man relieves himself of stress or to free his mind or to stay relaxed. And then it is not food in the sense that a man too must understand that a woman must be happy. Because when a woman is happy, if he's not happy, she will not give you that joy you want even in the middle of that sex. But if she is happy, she will be able to do things right. So it's better for men to also understand that there are times women do not feel like doing it and you have to put them in a good mood. Our mothers in those days, they taught us that two ways to the heart of a man: sex and good meal. So, based on what he said the wife understands when he needs sex, not love making. So, which means when you and your husband are having issues, you should allow him to have sex if he asks for it. So, which is what he was talking about, that the wife understands when he needs sex and when he has to do love making. So, love making is when he has to dance to your tune, when the whole thing has a process, he has to take you out, to prepare your mind, to prepare your mood, to keep you alive. But there are some times he may not have the energy, the time, the the feelings to go through all of those necessary process, okay, that you have to allow. Okay, there was a time I watched TikTokers, Yoruba TikTokers, Nigerian TikTokers, they were talking about you trying to punish your husband through sex. So they talk about they were actually aged women, and they made a lot of sense. They were like, okay, so even if anything happens between you two, once he comes around, allow him. Allow him does not actually stop the fact that he offended you. So allow him, let him have his way, and then when you're done, go back to to your hunger. Like, you can now start folding your mouth and folding your face and do all of that. Now that will make him to, even though he's upset, I mean, even though you're upset, it will make him to be able to apologize, because he knows that when it comes, there's that you should go back to the same fight later, but let him have his way. It's not a bad idea if you say, oh no, don't touch me, or if you know you have to do that, still do that, but when he begs for it, allow him. Because we men, of course, we want them to beg for it too. But if he begs for it, allow him. I mean, caution them in love. I'm just trying to analyze based on what he said versus what we women do. So let's try to, because these are the things that these are matters that are very critical in marriage, and it's breaking marriages. Actually, so many men, we understand there's a lot of men, they cheat in marriage. That one is true. They see it as nothing, which is very, very bad, because it destroys your home. It takes your attention away from your family. So I know that some men, they behave like, I don't want to mention it, they lack self-control, they lack discipline. So, but some of them, how about those few numbers who were sent away, sent out to the lion's den by their own wives, just because of all of this stupid attitude of, oh, because we are fighting, because we are not talking, you must not touch me. Okay, it takes a man who cares about you to still come around and want to touch you, even when you're having a fight. Okay, like after you guys land in bed and you're not waiting, you are waiting for him, like, I know you'll come, and when he comes, I'm going to deal with him, I won't let him have me. No, that's one of the things that are destroying the marriages. So if he comes around and you say no, and he persists and is begging, allow him. And then after allowing him, he has had his way, he has had sex, of course, not love making. At that point, and then you now go back to the fight. Of course, he will apologize. In fact, immediately after it, you can now tell him, okay, this is what you did. You did this, you did this. But seriously, as a woman myself, I know what this feels like. Like, you're so mad, you're so angry, you're not together, your feelings are disorganized, and somebody wants this. Okay, so ladies, this is the time for us to speak up. So what do you think you can do? I personally, what I will do is to resolve that issues. We have to talk about it. We have to have that conversation. We need to talk. So I will make sure we talk about it. I will explain what is making me upset. Then you will explain your part. That's the only way I will be able to. Otherwise, when you come, it makes me more upset. So how do you women think this should go? What do you think about what is said? Because this is one of the reasons marriages are breaking. Men they don't have, you know, when they find it difficult to come to you at any time they want you, it pushes them out, because those tiny legged ladies out there, they are free to go in there anytime, but they treat them well. They don't, you can't compare how they treat them to how they treat their wives. So that's one thing we are not talking about. They treat them well. And the one that don't have time to treat them well, go to the prostitute, which is what Pastor Kingsley said. So I want you, if you have not followed Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo, that's why I allowed the final part of his video to play out so you can see his handle. Kingsley Okonkwo on Instagram, I think Instagram and TikTok, but on Facebook and also, you know, on YouTube. So follow him and his wife, Pastor Mildred Okonkwo. You will enjoy them when it comes to marital issues. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this?